So before we jump into this content, before we talk about some very interesting scenario unfolding right now for Bitcoin and also for Ethereum, please try that like button, and for those individuals watching for the first time, come on guys, hit that subscribe button and the bell. So on my video from yesterday, we talked about this head and shoulder type of scenario. We found out that in the medium short term around 30,000 we had a very strong support for Bitcoin, but I made it very clear, if the price of Bitcoin loses the support which you had around 30,000, then according to this price formation, the next area where we could be getting attracted would be 29,000 and even around 28,000 for the medium short term, because according to this rising trend line, since the price has already broken the support line, now if we look at this formation as head and shoulder, according to this head and shoulder, the price objective is, you can see the price objective from this head and shoulder is somewhere between 29,200 29,300 range. So in the medium short term, this will definitely be our upcoming target for Bitcoin as long as we fail to break above this rising trend line. It doesn't necessarily mean the price has to show a movement like this. What could be also unfolding, some range bound price again showing some sort of a bullish movement, getting rejection around the previous temporary support line, and then again continuing this downtrend. So this is also one scenario which we have to keep in mind, because we know guys, any sort of a pullback here to the downside towards this 28,000 29,000, parallelly the price of Bitcoin could be also following this rising channel, because according to this rising channel, if we do see any sort of a retracement, then it would be looked as a retest from this ascending channel lower line. Yes, because in the past price action we have found out, whenever the price has found a proper support around this lower trend line, after that we have seen a very nice impulsive movement playing out. So this here could be another scenario in medium short term. So that's why in the medium short term, if the price does shows further weakness, 29,000 is our very important line of support, and after that we could see some sort of a really nice impulsive movement type of scenario playing out in price action of Bitcoin, because in the past price action we have found out it has shown a very nice impulsive movement. So this exact could be unfolding here as well. And we know guys, it's not just only this ascending channel, it's not just only this head and shoulder pointing us the downward price movement is on the line, but also according to this bullish Wyckoff reaccumulation phase. Even though this Wyckoff reaccumulation phase is considered bullish, in the medium short term, if the price does shows further weakness, right, following this head and shoulder type of formation, then this previous temporary range line could be retested. I mean, the line which previously acted as a strong line of resistance, you can see, could be acting as a support around 29,000 range. And if that does plays out, price getting attracted towards this key line of support, then we will be also following this exact movement where price after breakout comes back to retest this key line of support, then again start continuing this uptrend. So in the medium short term, if the price does show any sort of a weakness, you can see between 29,000 we have some very strong line of support lining for Bitcoin, and not just only in a 4-hour time frame, not just in an hourly time frame, but even if we look at this in a daily time frame. Yes, in a daily, this is a weakness what we are witnessing here. I mean, a crossover in MACD, which is a bearish MACD cross, RSI is now slowly heading towards this center line around 50 level, and also indicating some bearish momentum in the medium short term, and even this Bollinger Band breakout, because if this Bollinger Band breakout shows further weakness in the medium short term, the center line, just like this one here guys, the center line is where we could be getting another support, and this center line right now is sitting around 28,900 range. So that's why this center line, along with the previous temporary range line, the upper line from this Wyckoff reaccumulation phase, the support from this ascending channel, the lower line, and also the price objective from this head and shoulder will play out perfectly. And that will also indicate after getting attracted towards this 29,000, the price of Bitcoin could again start with this impulsiveness. And one thing what we also have to take into consideration guys, if the price, let's suppose, fails to find support at this 28,000, then we have to be careful, because this lower line from this Bollinger Band is where we could be getting attracted, and in that case we could be also getting attracted towards the top CPI line around 27,000, and even the central CPI line which is sitting around 25,700 range. Yes, this top CPA line and center CPA line will be definitely looked as one of the most and also the strongest support which you have for Bitcoin. And any sort of a weakness, any sort of a range bound above that area means the price could be preparing itself for another movement here in this manner, a continuation like this, because according to this monthly CPR, what we are witnessing here is an ascending CPR. Ascending CPR usually forms or gets formed when the trend is preparing itself for this new uptrend. So any sort of a retracement here, as long as we remain of the CPR line, we could be still continuing this uptrend in this manner. Ascending CPR only gets formed when the trend is preparing itself for uptrend. Please keep this in mind. And we know if the bearish scenarios plays out, I mean price breaking the 29,000 support, I have been very clear with you guys, this rising wedge, which is a bearish scenario for Bitcoin, will indicate 28,000 is our next potential target, and even the 25,000 range. But I have been very clear, this 25,000 is definitely going to be one of the strongest line of support for Bitcoin. So for me, even if the price in the medium short term does show any sort of a weakness, I am not going to be bothered that much, because I know around this 25,000 we have some very strong line of support lining for Bitcoin. So any sort of a pullback will be just looked as a temporary pullback. And even this bearish scenario, let's not forget about this descending channel, because in the past price action we found out this impulsive movement ended when we got attracted towards this upper trend line from the descending channel and even the 100% Fibonacci extension line. Exactly after coming across this area, we started showing exhaustion and started with this corrective movement. And right now, if we look at this price structure, we are exactly at this 100% Fibonacci extension line. We are also facing resistance from this descending channel, the upper line area. So if we do see further retracement towards this 0.618, again 25,000, this will be one of the most important support for Bitcoin. And I'm not expecting another bigger price retracement like this to play out here, but around 25,000, right, it is completely fine. And now guys, beside Bitcoin price action, let's also jump into Ethereum price action. Now before I jump into this Ethereum price action, please guys, destroy that like button if you haven't done it yet, and for those individuals watching it the first time, hit the subscribe button and the bell. So for Ethereum in a weekly time frame, we have been talking about this double bottom pattern, or so-called RME pattern. According to this RME pattern, we can see the price in the medium short term is showing some weakness, but we know any sort of a retracement, as long as the price remains above this horizontal trend line, right, this horizontal trend line, the price of Ethereum could still continue this uptrend. Why? Because if the price does shows further pullback towards this 2000 range, this could be looked as a retest from previous temporary raise line before turning bullish. Yes guys, the previous temporary raise line, the neckline or the resistance line, could be retested before showing impulsiveness. So for Ethereum, let's hope that in a bigger picture it remains above 2000 range. And in a daily time frame, we are still going to talk about this broadening top, because according to the broadening top, the price opportunity is still open 2200 range. We only managed to come across 2100, so this $100 gap is still there. So let's hope that after some range bound, right, after some range bound, we are still going to see this bullishness and price also getting attracted towards price opportunity from this broadening top. And now if we look at this in a smaller time frame, I mean in a 4-hour time frame, we can see very clearly this rising trend line, first of all, is going to be one very important line of support, right? This line is going to be another very important line of support. But for now, the support, what we are going to focus is not the lower trend line, right, which is going to be below 2000, but above 2000, because in a bigger time frame, this neckline or this resistance line is going to be acting as a support, because the price is above it around 2000. And according to this ascending channel, rising channel, since we have already overcome the resistance line, right, now any sort of a retracement here in the medium short term will be a retest, guys. Yes, around $2000, this will be a retest from the previous temporary resistance line. And as long as we remain above that range, this exact line is going to be acting as a support. And after that, we are still expecting the price of Ethereum to continue this uptrend. But if we fail, I mean, if the price of Bitcoin fails to hold the support around 29,000, 28,000 range, then for Ethereum, we also have to monitor the lower trend line. I mean, the price range around 1,800, 1,850 range will be our potential target. But for now, since we are above 2000, let's focus on this upper trend line. So this were some of the quick update that I wanted to share with you in today's video. If you enjoyed my work, then please guys, destroy that like button, and for those individuals watching you the first time, come on, hit that subscribe button and the bell. Now by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye.